if I tore down a shed in anger, restoration would be like rebuild the shed, right?
Yeah.
And maybe even like pay some money for all the stuff that was lost in the shed or something like that. But when I think about like injury to each other, like to humans, help me understand, like, how can we do restorative justice when you can't just rebuild the shed?
Yeah. So, I mean, I would say accountability is a part of restorative justice, right? So I'm not saying that the state shouldn't have the power of the sword. To say that would be to argue against Romans chapter 13, where God does give the state the power of the sword. Uh, and then God also gives the church the responsibility to advocate for all our marginalized neighbors by speaking truth to power, truth to those who wield the sword, so that they wield the sword on behalf of those who are oppressed, to hold people abusing their power accountable. So I see that as very important for restorative justice, and this is why I have worked all over the world with Christian lawyers over the past decade who offer free legal services to survivors of violence, human trafficking, labor trafficking, right? And they put the perpetrators away in jail, because that is a big part of restorative justice. I think I often run into progressive folks who will say things like, well, but like putting someone in jail, is that really restorative? And I say, yes, it is restorative for both the oppressed and the oppressor, because the person who's participating in these injustices, maybe it's a wake up call for them that there are consequences to this, right? And I've seen this in the work of human rights too around the world, is that when you enforce the law, bad guys know that there are consequences, So I think there's something good in there that I don't want us to throw out.